any baseball person would understand, including David Stearns, who has always rightly values center field defense, that they don't have a championship center fielder on the roster right now. And that's not to take anything away from Jeff McNeil, who's amazing in his ability to be competent in center field. For this guy to spend his whole player development history and a lot of his career at second base, left field, and just go play center, it's incredible. But he's not, especially in an era when center field defense is great around the league, he's not your World Series center fielder, and those are the goals that the Mets have. So I really like Harrison Bader as a perfect trade for the Mets in that position for half a season, because the only reason they don't have Bader now is because Jose Siri, who's a very similar player, costs about $6 million less. Well, if Siri's broke his leg, he'd be the guy. We wouldn't be having this conversation, but he's not here. So if they don't think that bone is going to heal in time for him to make an impact, Bader is a very similar player. Just bring him back. It won't cost much.
I think, if we're decoding or translating that language, the Mets, they're engaged on a center fielder. They're looking for it.
Yes.
Again, I'm going to translate the front office language. That sounds like the top priority in my mind. I would absolutely love Bader to come back. I think that would be fantastic. We know that he knows New York. He knows how to perform. He loves that organization. And so he'd be a wonderful fit. I like McNeil in center. I'm fine with him being the primary center fielder the rest of the season. And then, again, when you're using that roster flexibility, bring Taylor in for defense or something like that. But also I like him at second base still. And so I don't think that, that's necessarily the best move to just be like, okay, you're the center fielder for the rest of the season. If you can get a Bader, that would be really nice. But I don't think it's a disaster if they don't.
I agree it's not a disaster. And, can you win the World Series with Jeff McNeil as your starting center fielder? Sure, depending on what's around him. Should you try? Should that be what you try to do? Probably not, because we know when we see a guy like Bader or Taylor, and if Taylor produced a little more offensively, that'd be another answer. But I just feel like when you got a guy that can go get the ball in both gaps and really make a difference there and save runs, that can really be the difference in a playoff game, right?
Don't sleep on Cedric Mullins, by the way. The defense is very similar to what Taylor's providing. He has a little bit more pop, and he's a guy who's going to be on the market from the Orioles.